All right, welcome back, everyone, to the finals of the GLCC, the Gym Leader Challenge Circuit. This is a monotype draft league hosted by myself and my good friend Central, who, as you can see, is actually playing in these finals. And make sure to check out Central. His channel is linked in the description. He posts really great content. He actually posted this game as well with his commentary from his side as he was playing. So make sure to watch that as well. And the rest of his content, GLCC or otherwise. But in the description, there's also a Discord link to the server if you want to watch Season 2, which is happening right now, or play in a future season. Make sure to join that server as well. With that being said, let's get into the first ever finals for the GLCC and see who will be crowned Season 1 champion. So we have Central playing Mono Dragon. We have Blue playing Mono Ice. We have on blue side Alola Ninetales, Beartick, Mamoswine, Baxcalibur, Bundle, and Weavile. So looking at the paste, we have a Icy Rock Ninetales with Aurora Veil, Baton Pass, Moonblast, and Encore. Very fast and physically defensive. We have an Assault Vest Beartick with Terra Ground this week. Earthquake, Stone Edge, Icicle Crash, and Aqua Jet as priority. I think Aqua Jet is pretty interesting considering it's resisted by everything. But honestly, the combination of Earthquake with Terra Ground, Stone Edge, and Icicle Crash pretty much hits everything on this team. So we also have a Babiri Berry Mamoswine with Thick Fat. Pretty fast, as well as some decent attack and speed F investment. We have Ice Shard, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Icicle Crash. We have a Habanberry Baxcalibur with Ice Shard, Earthquake, Glaive Rush, and Swords Dance. So once this gets up a Swords Dance, considering its max attack, it's going to hit really, really hard with super effective Glaive Rushes as well as Ice Shards. Just needs some chip on the Archaludon, and probably the Gouging Fire as well, and pretty much wraps up the game, I think. So Central has to be really careful about that. There's also a Choice Scarf Bundler, very good revenge tool. It's actually running Modest this week, so I'm not sure if Modest outspeeds Max Roaring Moon, but Roaring Moon should also be probably creeping Ninetales anyways, so I would assume it does. Ice Beam, Blizzard, Hydro Pump, and Air Cutter. Air Cutter is really interesting. It's probably for the Appleton, which is Terra Bug. And then we have a Focus Sash Weavile with Ice Spinner, Reversal, Fake Out, and Knockoff, which is really heat. So from my knowledge, what this Focus Sash Weavile set is actually it's there to counter a potential Sash lead Flygon, which is something Central bought last time Blue and Central played, I think week 5 maybe? Yeah, probably. Either week 5 or week 6 when they last played. Central brought a Focus Sash Flygon in order to get up rocks. So this Weavile can essentially fake out to break the Focus Sash and then kill with Ice Spinner, or it can go down to its Focus Sash. If it's Custap, it'll go fake out into Ice Spinner on the Endear, and then the Flygon's Custap will pop the Focus Sash, and then Weavile will be able to get off a 150 base power reversal on something and do a lot of damage, which, as you can see, reversal hits really, really hard into this team, especially Archaludon, which is the primary switch-in. As well, if Archaludon switches into the Ice Spinner, gets a defense boost, reversal still does a good chunk to it. And chipping Archaludon means that Bax can win later in the game. So, yeah. With that, let's take a look at Central's team. So he is bringing Latios, Roaring Moon, Archaludon, Flygon, a Gouging Fire, as well as Appleton, Terra Appleton with Thick Fat. Archaludon and Gouging Fire are going to be really important in this game, preserving their health in order to be able to take hits. And we have a Choice Scarf Lottie, Energy Ball, Aura Sphere, Draco Meteor Flip Turn. Makes sense with Modest Nature. We have a Choice Scarfed Adamant Roaring Moon with Sunny Day. Choice Scarf Sunny Day is kind of crazy. I'm assuming that's to set up Sun for Gouging Fire, potentially. And then we have Ironhead, U-Turn, Brick Break. And then on Archaludon, we have a Shukaberry with... Oh, actually, if the Roaring Moon gets knocked off, it can also abuse the Sunday. So I guess that makes sense. We have a Shukaberry Arcaldon, which is really good for the Bear Tick, with Rest, Sleep Talk, Body Press, and Flash Cannon, which means if he gets good rest rolls, he can definitely, or good Sleep Talk rolls, he can definitely put in some serious work with this Arcaldon, considering it's max Spadef and gets those stamina boosts. We have a Custap-Berry Flygon this time, with Sandstorm to reset Snow, Stealth Rock, Endear, and Alluring Voice, which is really cool. We have a Gouging Fire with Shukaberry, Adamant. It is Adamant, which is, I think, relevant. Burning, Bulwark, Dragon Dance, Heat Crash, and Outrage, which looks really, really good here. And we have a Keyberry Appleton with Apple Acid, Iron Defense, Amnesia, and Recover. So if this gets set up, I don't think Blue will really be able to break it after Terra's and has that thick fat ability. But yeah, so now we've gone over the teams. I think we can just get right into the battle. So we're going to start off with a Flygon lead into the Weavile. So we're going to see Blue's plant come into play here. We have a Fake Out. Now Central, I'm assuming, is going to go for, instead of Enduring, he decides to switch out and preserve the Custap for later. We get Arcaldon gets a defense boost. Knockoff comes out, gets a second defense boost as Arcaldon goes for Body Press. It brings Weavile down to Sash. And now Reversal is going to come out and do so much damage to Arcaldon, but the Arcaldon does hold on. And then gets off a big rest here. Okay. We do see a switch out of the Weavile. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to expect the Sleep Talk on Arcaldon. So if you're not expecting the Sleep Talk on Arcaldon, you can definitely make this play to preserve Weavile as a good sack later on, potentially to something like Gouging Fire. But Sleep Talk does roll a crazy Flash Cannon roll, and Ninetales goes down in 1, which puts a lot of pressure on Blue, honestly, to win the game quickly because if the Snow goes down, which he does have 7 turns thanks to the Icy Rock, but if it does go down, Beartooth becomes kind of a dead mon since it gets outsped by everything, and it doesn't really have the sweeping power that it usually would, especially considering this Arcaldon's like heavily chipped. But we see Jimmy Bundler come out with a Blizzard. It's going to do a lot of damage to this Arcaldon. I'm assuming Arcaldon's going to go for Sleep Talk here. Let's calc something really quick. Let's see how much does Arcaldon do if we are, so we know that it's not really any defense investment, right? I think it might be 56 defense investment. Let's take a look here. We do have 56 defense, yes. Okay, so if we have 56 defense and we're at +3, 56 defense, +3. This is +3, right? Oh, no, this is +4, I think. Yeah, this should be +4. Okay, so if we are +4 defense, and we are going for a Body Press and into a Iron Bundle, because Bundle has pretty solid defense. Special defense definitely is not the greatest. I don't think Blue has any defensive investment on this for special defense, which probably doesn't really make a difference. So, yeah, okay. Looking at this, okay, so Flash Cannon does not actually KO because the Arcaldon is uninvested. But if Central does roll the Body Press on the Sleep Talk, he does actually one-shot in the Snow. Yeah, even in the Snow, it does 106 to 125.6 minimum. So right now, Central has a 1 in 3 chance to just kill the Bundler. And from that point, Blue doesn't have any special attackers, which means this Arcaldon, barring crits, probably just wins the game. Like, it just wakes up, gets off another rest, clicks Sleep Talk, and just wins. So Blue really has to hope that, and he gets a big Sleep Talk rest. So with that, the Arcaldon does go down. I wonder if saving it could have been potentially decent to try and farm some defense boosts off of Weavile and get off a rest later. But, I mean, it's also just really tough since most of these mons have Earthquake. But with the Shuka, maybe it could have lived. So I think potentially saving the Arcaldon there could have been good for use later to try and wall the rest of these mons, because it does actually beat 4 of these mons. Bundler is really the only one that can actually break the Arcaldon. So unfortunate for Central that he doesn't get the roll there, but we do see the Custap Flygon come out now. as Blizzard comes out. The Endear does telegraph cost off a lot, so I'm assuming, okay, blue does switch out. Yeah, it sacks off the Weavile now, which makes sense. Okay, Central goes for the Custap Rocks, which makes sense. Weavile comes in to fake out. Probably gets sacked to the Roaring Moon here. Yeah, does get sacked to the Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon goes into the Appleton, which is really nice because now you get a free Terra off. Oh, Baxcalibur. Interesting. I don't really understand this switch out. I don't think there's a reason to switch out here. Because I don't think, if you Terra, let's see, the Appleton is max special defense, right? Not any defense investment, but it is max HP. And if we look at Baxcalibur here, let's say it is Adamant Choice Banded, which we know it's not, but if it is, and then let's Terra Bug here. Okay, Adamant Choice Banded does OHKO with Glaive Rush. However, I don't think, because of there's one base 85 mon on Central's team, so I don't think Baxcalibur can afford to go Jolly. So if we look at Jolly. Okay, Jolly is a 43% chance to OHKO. And honestly, I think you take those odds. I think switching out, letting Baxcalibur get up an SD here is just a little bit too much. I think you have to take these odds because this only matters if it's actually banded. If it's banded into Glaive Rush, then you can always revenge it afterwards. And you still have more options for winning the rest of the game, even if you let Appleton go down here. So I think you just Terra here and go for the Iron Defense, honestly. Maybe not even the Iron Defense. Maybe you just go for damage. But I think Iron Defense, or is it Iron Defense? I think it is Iron Defense. Yeah, Iron Defense. Just try to set up and try to wall out this Baxcalibur potentially and prevent it from basically SDing. Is the big thing. But now Baxcalibur goes for the SD. Now Ice Shard should one-shot Roaring Moon. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't actually. Okay, so Roaring Moon gets off a big Iron Head. Unfortunately, it doesn't kill, even without the Snow Boost, which is honestly pretty surprising. But, I mean, this is why I think Roaring Moon is honestly just a fraud. It just doesn't do enough damage. It's a little bit too weak with its coverage moves and in general. So, even though it's really fast, it really needs a booster energy, but a lot of times it really wants to run, like, Scarf sets. And it doesn't really like being locked in because it doesn't have the greatest coverage ever. But now Appleton comes in, and now you're in basically the same position as before, except now your Appleton is going to die for sure to any attack from this Baxcalibur because you get outsped. So here, honestly, I think you just go into Lottie and click Flip Turn if it kills. If not, you just click, what does Lottie have? Wait, that's Lola 9 Terrorist. Aura Sphere, yeah. You just click Aura Sphere here. Because Lottie should live one Ice Shard, right, from Bax, I think. I mean, if the Roaring Moon lived, then you know that it's not Adamant. So, you can take a look here. Ice Shard. Okay, Lottie does not live at all. Oh wait, no, this is Choice Banded. Choice Banded. Okay, Lottie does not live, actually. Okay, so then this play does make sense. So then potentially going to Gouging. Gouging should outspeed. It definitely takes the Ice Shard, and you should be able to take out the Baxcalibur and then keep your Appleton in the back. Because, again, once this Bax goes down, Appleton does do really, really well here into Bundle, Beartick, and Mamoswine, especially since Beartick doesn't have the snow anymore. Mamoswine can't really touch this Appleton. So, but we do see the Glaive Rush come out, and it does get sacked here. Gouging Fire comes out on the Burning Bulwark. Okay, Blue predicts it and goes for the Ice Shard. That's honestly a crazy play on Blue's part. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming Blue just thought that he was going to get outsped and die to the Gouging, but for some reason Central's Gouging Fire is unfortunately slower than the Bax, which means that Bax just wins here. Wow. Bax just wins? Yeah. Well, that is, I think, 3 Baxcalibur sweeps in the playoffs for Blue. I mean, definitely he Baxcalibur swept me in semifinals, but maybe not in the quarterfinals match. But yeah, Baxcalibur really proving that it's not actually a fraud. Yeah, I mean, it got, what, 4 kills this game, I think? Yeah, very strong Mon. But with that, Blue does, in fact, become our first ever GLCC champion for Season 1. He is the victor with Mono Ice, and it's clear that Mono Ice is quite broken because Blue did go 6-1 in the season and won all 3 playoff games with a huge margin. Definitely a testament to him as a player and a builder as well. But we are going to be making some adjustments to Ice for the next season. We did, in fact, ban Bundler because it is just a little bit too overwhelming. As you could see here, Central's counterplay with the Arcaludon set was really, really strong. But because Blue was able to bring out the Bundler and take out the Arcaludon, that really opened the way for the rest of his sweepers to win. So it's the main change we're making next season. But congrats to Blue for being the champion, and good game to Central as well for fighting hard and making it all the way to the finals match here. But yeah, with that, that pretty much concludes the first season of the GLCC. So we have started the second season. Draft, it has completed, and in a couple of days, power rankings will go up. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Make sure to check out Central as well. This next season, we're doing 2 different divisions. So I will be power ranking my division, and Central will be power ranking his. So very soon that will go up. But besides that, congrats again to Blue. GG to both of them. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.